Listen to me very carefully, because this is where a lot of people are losing. You've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got this vision of what you want your life to look like, but every time you get close, every time it gets hard, you pull out the same card. You pull out that excuse card. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have enough money. Nobody's supporting me. I come from the wrong family. I'm too tired. I've already been through too much. You've been recycling excuses for years and then wondering why your life keeps recycling the same results. You don't even see it anymore because it's become your natural response. You've normalized losing by dressing it up as an explanation. Let me tell you something real. Excuses don't change your situation. They don't pay your bills. They don't build your business. They don't get you that degree. They don't transform your health. All an excuse does is give you temporary comfort while it robs you of permanent success. And I'm not saying life isn't hard. I'm not saying your pain isn't real. But life doesn't grade you on effort. It grades you on results. So when you start saying, I can't because, you're literally handing over your power. You're telling life, take my dreams, take my future. I don't want them bad enough. And the crazy part, you don't even realize you're doing it. You've got to stop making excuses and start making adjustments. That's the only difference between people who succeed and people who don't. Successful people deal with the same storms, the same problems, the same betrayals, the same lack of resources, but they find a way to adjust. They refuse to let circumstances dictate their destiny. The ones who win look at obstacles and say, all right, that door closed, so I'm going to find another door. That bridge collapsed, so I'm going to build a new one. That person left, so I'll figure out how to do it without them. Adjustments create movement. Excuses create paralysis. Think about this. Some of you have been stuck at the same level for 5, 10 years, not because you're not talented, not because you don't have potential, but because every time you faced resistance, you justified staying in the same place. Every time it got uncomfortable, you created a story in your mind to protect yourself from the pain of failure. Oh, I didn't really want it anyway. It wasn't the right time, maybe next year. No, stop lying to yourself. You wanted it, but the excuse gave you an easy exit. And the more you choose the exit, the more you train yourself to run from the grind instead of facing it. I need you to understand the dream doesn't care about your excuse. Success doesn't care about your sob story. It only responds to consistency, persistence, and adjustments. That's it. You think the universe is gonna pause and say, oh, you had a rough childhood, let me make this easier for you. No, life doesn't hand out exceptions. The rent for success is the same for everybody, and it's due every single day. If you can't pay it in effort, sacrifice, and focus, then you don't get to cash out the rewards. I'm telling you, the moment you replace excuses with adjustments, your whole life changes. You stop wasting energy explaining why you can't, and you start using that energy to figure out how you can. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of solutions. Look, I'm not saying adjustments are easy. They hurt. They require you to be uncomfortable. They demand sacrifice. But that's the point. That's how growth works. You're not supposed to stay the same. If it didn't cost you anything, it wouldn't be worth anything. Let me be clear, excuses are addictive. They feel good in the moment. They protect your ego. They keep you from facing rejection or embarrassment. But long term, they rot your future. Adjustments, on the other hand, don't feel good right away. They stretch you. They make you question yourself. They push you into uncomfortable places. But long term, they expand your capacity. They sharpen your skills. They position you for opportunities. So the real question is, are you addicted to comfort or are you committed to change? You've got to start holding yourself accountable. Every time you hear yourself making an excuse, stop, catch it. call yourself out, then immediately shift to adjustments. I don't have time becomes I need to wake up earlier. I don't have money becomes I need to cut back and reinvest. Nobody supports me becomes I'll move alone until the right people show up. That's how winners think. They don't waste time justifying why they can't. They pour all their time into figuring out how they can. And listen, stop waiting for perfect conditions. There will never be a perfect moment. There will never be a season where everything lines up for you. If you're waiting for the stars to align, you'll be waiting forever. You have to learn to adjust in motion. Adjust while you're moving, adjust while you're building, adjust while you're fighting. That's how you create momentum. At some point, you've got to look in the mirror and admit the truth. It's not your mama, it's not your daddy, it's not your boss, it's not your environment. What's been stopping you is you and the excuses you keep buying into. And the only way out is to flip that script. Trade excuses for adjustments. Trade comfort for growth. Trade temporary relief for permanent success. Because until you make that shift, you'll always talk about what you could have had, what you should have been, and what you would have done. And I don't know about you, but I refuse to leave this earth with a list of excuses in my hand when I could leave with a legacy. So hear me when I say this: stop making excuses, start making adjustments, because your future is waiting on you to move. You keep talking about what you want, but when it comes time to pay the price, you start backing up. You want success, but you want it on clearance. You want the dream, but you don't want to grind for it. You want to be at the top, but you're scared of the work it takes to climb. Let me tell you the truth. There is no discount rack for success. There is no coupon code for greatness. You don't get to show up and say, I'll take the championship, but can you knock a little bit off the price? And no, it's full price every single day, and if you don't pay it, you don't get it. Everybody loves the idea of success. Everybody loves the picture of it, the cars, the houses, the freedom, the respect. But you know what most people don't love. The process. They don't love waking up at 4 a.m. They don't love running while everybody else is asleep. They don't love studying when their friends are out having fun. They don't love being broke for years because they're investing every dollar into their dream. They don't love rejection after rejection, failure after failure. And because they don't love the grind, they never get to touch the glory. Listen to me, the grind is not glamorous. It's ugly, it's messy, it's painful. The grind will test every part of you. It will expose your weaknesses. It will make you cry. It will make you question yourself. It will make you want to quit. And that's why most people never make it. Because when the grind gets ugly, they tap out. They'd rather settle for average than endure the process. But let me ask you, do you really want average? Do you really want to look back on your life and say, I almost made it, but I couldn't handle the grind? See, you've got to shift your mindset. Stop looking at the grind like it's punishment. The grind is the privilege. The grind is the ticket. The grind is the only way in. Success isn't punishing you by making you work hard. Success is testing if you're worthy of the blessing. The grind is asking you, how bad do you want this? Will you sacrifice for it? Will you keep going when it hurts? Will you keep moving when nobody's watching? That's what the grind is about. It's the qualifier. You keep saying you want it, but the grind doesn't lie. Your words say you want success, but your habits say you want comfort. Your mouth says you're hungry, but your actions say you're lazy. Your Instagram says grind mode, but your alarm clock says otherwise. Stop lying to yourself. Success is allergic to laziness. Success runs from comfort. Success only shows up where there's sweat, sacrifice, and consistency. Think about the greats. Think about athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. Do you really believe they stumbled into greatness? No. They lived in the grind. They embraced it. They let it break them, shape them, and then rebuild them. They didn't ask for it to be easier. They got stronger. They didn't pray for shortcuts. They built endurance. And that's the difference. The grind was their best friend while you're still treating it like your enemy. You want to know why the grind is so important? Because it changes you. It doesn't just get you the result. It makes you the kind of person who can handle the result. See, some of you want success, but you're not built for it yet. You don't have the discipline. You don't have the patience. You don't have the resilience. And if success showed up today, you'd drop it because you're not strong enough to carry it. The grind builds that strength. The grind develops that character. The grind prepares you for the weight of success. Stop chasing the fantasy of success and start respecting the process of it. Stop looking for hacks and shortcuts. Stop looking at what other people have and thinking you can skip steps to get there. You can't. Every level has a grind, and until you pass it, you don't get promoted. The grind is the test you can't cheat on. And let me tell you, the grind isn't a season, it's a lifestyle. Some of you think you can grind for a few months and then coast for the rest of your life. No, the grind doesn't stop. It just evolves. If you want to stay successful, you've got to keep grinding. The moment you stop, the moment you think you've arrived, that's the moment you start losing. Because success is rented and rent is due every day. I'm telling you, the grind is where you separate the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the achievers. The grind is where you find out who really wants it. Because when it's dark, when it's lonely, when it's painful, only the committed keep going. The rest, they fall back into comfort, into excuses, into average. So stop asking for it to be easy. Stop wishing for a discount. Stop begging for the results without respecting the process. If you want success, embrace the grind. Love the grind, live in the grind, because the grind is the only way to earn the right to hold what you say you want. And until you do that, until you embrace it fully, you'll keep chasing dreams that keep running away from you. The grind is the price. Pay it in full. Some of you are wondering why you're not moving forward, why year after year you're still in the same place, still stuck at the same level, still fighting the same battles. And you keep thinking it's because you don't have enough talent, or you don't have enough money, or you don't have enough opportunities. But the truth is, it's not about talent, it's not about money, it's not even about opportunity, it's about environment. You can't soar like an eagle if you keep hanging around chickens. You can't run with lions if your circle is full of sheep. The people around you will either feed your vision or suffocate it, and right now, some of you are choking on the negativity of the crowd you're choosing to sit with. Listen, I don't care how strong you think you are. I don't care how motivated you say you are. The people you spend the most time with are shaping you whether you like it or not. If you spend all day around complainers, guess what you're going to start doing? Complaining. If you're surrounded by people who settle, eventually you'll settle. If you're in a circle of people who mock your dreams, little by little, you'll start doubting them yourself. That's how influence works. It's contagious, and some of you are catching the wrong disease. You've got to start being intentional about your circle. Stop letting people with no vision speak into your vision. Stop letting people who gave up on their dreams talk you out of yours. Stop giving front row seats in your life to folks who don't even believe in you. That's your problem. You're trying to drag dead weight up the mountain. You're trying to climb with people who don't want to climb, and then you wonder why you're exhausted, why you're drained, why you keep slipping back down. It's because you're pulling anchors instead of running with wings. Look, I'm not saying cut everybody off. But I am saying this, you've got to categorize people. Not everybody deserves the same level of access. Some people should be in your life, but from a distance. Some people you can love, but you can't let them influence you. Because their words, their energy, their mindset, if you let it in too close, it will poison your grind. Think about it. If you want to be successful, why would you spend most of your time with people who aren't even trying? Why would you take advice from people who never built anything? Why would you seek approval from people who are comfortable being average? That doesn't make sense. If you want to go higher, you need to be around people who make you uncomfortable with their standards, not comfortable in your excuses. You need to be around people who inspire you, who push you, who challenge you. And let me tell you something hard, sometimes the people holding you back are the closest ones. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends you've known for years, and because of that, you feel guilty about creating distance. But you've got to make a decision. Do you want comfort or do you want change? Do you want to please people or do you want to pursue purpose? Because the truth is, you can't carry everybody with you. Everybody doesn't want to go where you're going. And if you try to take them all, you'll never make it. You've got to start surrounding yourself with builders, not just talkers. You need people who have discipline, who have drive, who have vision. People who wake up early, people who sacrifice, people who won't let you quit when you're tired. You need a circle that makes you level up just by being in their presence. That's why iron sharpens iron. That's why successful people flock together. Because being in that environment forces you to rise. Here's the danger. If you stay around the wrong people too long, you'll start lowering your standards to fit in. You'll stop dreaming big so you don't make them uncomfortable. You'll start shrinking yourself so they don't accuse you of changing. And before you know it, you've betrayed your own destiny just to keep dead relationships alive. Stop doing that. Stop dimming your light so other people can feel better about staying in the dark. You've got to protect your environment. That doesn't mean you think you're better than anybody. It means you recognize that your vision is fragile and you can't afford to let just anybody handle it. It means you value your future too much to gamble it on the wrong company. It means you're serious about growth and you understand growth requires pruning. Let me give it to you plain. If you keep hanging with losers, don't be shocked when you lose. If you keep surrounding yourself with average, don't be surprised when you never rise above average. Birds of a feather flock together, and eagles don't fly with pigeons. So if you're serious about success, you've got to do the hard work of auditing your circle and then having the courage to change it. I'm not telling you it's easy. It's not easy to distance yourself from people you love. It's not easy to outgrow your old circle. But neither is staying stuck. Neither is suffocating your dream to make somebody else feel better. At some point, you've got to choose your purpose over your comfort, your future over your past, your destiny over your history. Because at the end of the day, your environment is either pulling you closer to success or dragging you further from it. And if you're serious about winning, you can't afford to let the wrong people steer your life anymore. So surround yourself with those who want more, who demand more, who live more. Because the wrong people will cost you everything, but the right people will help you become everything you're destined to be. Let's be real for a second. Some of you say you want success. You say you want greatness. You say you want to change your life. But deep down, you don't even believe you deserve it. You don't believe you're worthy. You don't believe you're capable. And so every time an opportunity comes knocking, you sabotage yourself before you even start. You doubt yourself right out of the blessing that was meant for you. I need you to hear me. Belief is the foundation of success. You can have all the talent in the world, you can have the grind, you can even have the right people around you, but if you don't believe you're worthy, none of it matters. Because belief is the engine. Belief is what pushes you to show up when it's hard. Belief is what makes you take risks when it's scary. Belief is what keeps you in the fight when you're getting punched in the mouth. Without belief, you will quit. Without belief, you will settle. Without belief, you'll talk yourself out of everything that was supposed to be yours. And here's the crazy part. You've got proof all around you that you're capable, but you ignore it. You've survived things that should have broken you. You've overcome things that other people didn't make it through. You've been knocked down and you got back up. That's right, there is evidence that you're built different, but you're so caught up in your doubts that you can't even see your own strength. You keep magnifying your flaws and minimizing your power. Stop doing that. Stop letting insecurity run your life. Stop letting fear dictate your choices. Stop letting the voice in your head tell you you're not enough. Because that voice is lying to you. It's been lying to you for years, and the more you listen to it, the more you shrink. The more you accept average, the more you forfeit what's yours. Listen, you've got to learn how to believe in yourself before anybody else does. Stop waiting for other people to validate you. Stop waiting for likes, for applause, for someone to tell you you're good enough. If you don't believe it, it doesn't matter who else does. And if you do believe it, it doesn't matter who else doesn't. Your belief has to be unshakable. Your belief has to be stronger than your fear, stronger than your doubt, stronger than your critics. You want to know why belief matters so much, because life is hard, success is harder, and if you don't truly believe you deserve it, the first time it gets tough, you'll quit. You'll say, see, I knew I wasn't built for this. You'll use the struggle as proof that your doubts were right. But when you believe, really believe, you see struggle as proof that you're on the right path. You see failure as feedback, not final. You see obstacles as opportunities to prove you've got what it takes. I'm telling you, belief changes the way you move. When you believe you deserve success, you walk differently, you talk differently, you grind differently. You don't take no for an answer. You don't quit after rejection. You don't get intimidated by competition. You don't waste time wondering why me. You start saying why not me. You stop shrinking in the presence of greatness and start realizing you belong in the room too. But here's the thing you can't fake belief. You can't just say affirmations without action. Real belief shows up in your habits. Real belief shows up in your consistency. Real belief shows up in your discipline. Because if you really believe you're worthy, you'll act like it. You'll treat your dream with respect. You'll treat your time like it's valuable. You'll treat yourself like you matter. And I know some of you struggle because of what you've been through. Maybe people told you you'd never be anything. Maybe you grew up in an environment where nobody believed in you. Maybe you failed so many times you've started to believe the lie that failure defines you. But let me tell you the truth. Your past does not disqualify you. Your failures do not define you. What defines you is your resilience. What defines you is your decision to keep showing up. What defines you is the belief you choose today, right now. Don't you dare let your history talk you out of your destiny. Don't you dare let people who quit on themselves convince you to quit on you. Don't you dare waste another year doubting what you're capable of. You've got too much inside of you to keep playing small. So what if you're scared? So what if you don't have it all figured out? Nobody does. Every single person who's ever achieved greatness had doubts. The difference is they didn't let the doubt drive. They let belief take the wheel, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to start feeding your belief every single day. Speak life over yourself. Surround yourself with people who see the best in you. Put yourself in environments that challenge you to grow. Take small wins and use them as evidence that you're capable of bigger ones. And every time doubt creeps in, remind yourself of what you've already survived. Remind yourself of what you've already overcome. Remind yourself of the greatness that's already in you. Because the truth is, success isn't just about skill or talent. It's about mindset. It's about what you believe is possible for you. And if you don't believe you deserve it, you'll never fight for it the way you need to. But the moment you flip that switch, the moment you decide you're worthy, the moment you believe you belong, it's over. Nothing can stop you, so stop disqualifying yourself, stop second guessing yourself, stop doubting your own greatness. Believe in it, walk in it, own it, because until you do, success will keep passing you by. You deserve it. Now act like it.